Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Skyrim Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Riften Extension Southwoods District mod, which is being made by user K-Space. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, like the name suggests, an extension for Riften called the Southwoods District. And what this brings in is a whole new neighborhood just south of the Riften Gates, with 7 new buildings, an outdoor eating space, and 19 new NPCs. And it is a pretty glorious new area. I always love mods like this because in my mind, all of the holds are just way too small and sparsely populated, so adding in whole new neighborhoods with more people and things is just a fun. Now, as for exactly where it is, we'll take a look at the map here, and you can see just south of Riften, we have the Southwoods District between Riften and the Snowshod Farms. And thankfully, this does add in a new map marker, so you can very easily fast travel to here at any point you desire, which is always quite convenient. And it adds in, well, like I said, a lot of cool new things. 7 new buildings, 19 new NPCs, and just overall, some cool new environments to check out. Now, as for exactly what we're getting here, there are a couple of useful buildings, a couple of not quite so useful buildings, and one that's kind of, well, frankly, in between. Now, as for the useful buildings, we have a weavery selling just various clothing items, a hunter's store selling pelts, meats, bows, anything you'd expect from a hunting store, an exotic goods store, which is basically a general goods store, but with stuff from neighboring provinces, and then the Riften Workhouse, which honestly is kind of like the semi-useful one. It's just a place for a lot of various poor NPCs to do menial jobs in. And we also do get that outdoor eating space, which is where a lot of people gather, and there is also a food vendor that will pop up there. And the rest of the place is just generic houses for the various people who aren't poor and living in the workhouse to live in. And so let's just go take a look around at what all we do have, starting with the first building you do get when you are heading in towards Riften from the main road here. And this is just a small little farmstead. We're not actually going to go in because, well, frankly, it's just a standard little home, but it is the Amberleaf Farm, which during, well, all times of day is always locked up. And yeah, just a nice, neat little farm here for you to get some wheat, do a little grinding of flour, etc. Now, continuing on this side, we've got sort of an extension of the farm, a little bit more here. And then another private home right here, where the entrance is in the sort of lakeside. This is Wilvar's house, also locked during all times of day. And Wilvar himself will just sort of sit out here doing some fishing right off the dock. Always nice to have him over there on apparently now a foggy morning. There we go. Let's turn that back to a more nice overall environment there. Wonderful. And yeah, Wilver just sort of sits there on the dock enjoying his years. Then going on up the stairs here, we have another home, which is the home of Fortis and Parvana. You usually find Fortis just sort of over here banging on his window for whatever reason. Now, going around, probably should have actually gone along the walkway there, but coming around here is where we find the first of these stores, the Lakeside Vesture, which is that weavery store I mentioned a moment ago, selling various clothes. We actually will head in here because, of course, it does have a vendor, Roughly Fairhands, who, if we go and have a chat with, he will buy and sell clothing, which is always good, and he's got a little bit of cash on him, so a nice vendor there to get rid of some various things.
Farewell.
Now, as for that, it's just sort of a pretty standard little home here. I do like the actual addition of a bit of a loom, so, you know, it makes it look like a proper weavery. Now, if we head on back outside, where I'm probably going to have to change the weather again, because, of course, boy, you know what? We'll ignore it. We'll just go around to the corner here, where we have this sort of main eating area, and there's usually a food vendor here. They don't appear to be popping out here at this time of day, though, for reasons, and, yeah, one of the hunters has killed a thing right in the eating area. Cool, cool. You do you. All right, let's go head into the exotic goods store, which is Southwood Exotics, just on this side of the little square, which is a pretty decent little store. It's effectively just a general goods store. It does have a lot of things from the neighboring provinces, sort of the idea of it. So, you know, we've got like chitin plate and, you know, parasol moss and other things of that variety. He'll have some gold. He's just a vendor, again, to buy and sell things with, which is always neat.
Safe travels.
Now, if we head on back outside and head to the left of this place is where you'll find the workhouse. And it's a pretty cool little building. I quite like it, but there really isn't much of a use to it. There's no one in here that actually buys or sells anything. It is just a place, as the description for this is in the mod page, a place that employs the city's poor in various menial jobs. So we've got some leather working over here, someone doing some sculpting, some grinding. We have a locked room here that I don't know what's in there. A mystery. Now downstairs is just sort of a large storage area for all their goods. So, you know, if you ever want to come in here and steal some things. Ooh, suspicious cabinet. Hello, I hadn't noticed that before. Intriguing. And we do have a baker down here who, sadly,
need something?
Isn't a vendor. Not an actual baker we can, buy bread from. Now, if we come back up the stairs, upstairs is sort of the living area for all these people. They've got various bunk rooms around with their stuff. Nothing too fancy, but hey, you can rummage through the things if you feel like stealing all their worldly possessions. And none of the NPCs in this building will actually talk to you. They're just going to go along with their work. And then the final sort of main building is that hunter's store, just on the western side of the little square here, which does have a little outbuilding where, skinning, etc. does occur. But we have the main Pelts of the Rift store, which is the third of the three actual, well, I guess 4 vendors with the food person outside. But of the proper 3 stores, we have this here, where you can buy your various meat, skins, leathers, and if you need some more iron or steel arrows. Always good in that vein, and again, just, nice having another store in the world for you to sell crap at when you're just bogged down with all of your things. So all in all, it's basically just a small little village sitting just on the outside of Riften, but you know what? I quite like that. As I mentioned, I love mods like this that make the world, and the cities especially, feel a bit larger and more lived in. We got more people out here, more things to do, stores to go to, and just people and things to see. It's a lovely little thing, and if you'd like to check it out for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, take a look at the link in the description. Though, ooh, I should mention before I do end the video and forget, this is still actually a work in progress mod. At the moment, I think it's great. It is a wonderful little piece of work, and I quite enjoy it. I may even keep it in my game here for my streams, but it is still a work in progress, so some of the things in this might change. Some buildings might get adjusted, people moved, whatnot, who knows. But even at its current state, I think it's a pretty wonderful little mod. So do go check it out, and I hope you all have enjoyed this one today. And you come back for the next one. Hopefully, we'll be looking at another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, you have a good one.